It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
And I am Mark Daniels filling in for Star, A-Star. Hope you and Cruz are doing well.
But just Cruz, what about Cairo and Carlos?
Well,
whole
we
family.
know they're good.
Listen, Mark.
We know Cairo good too.
I heard there was a takedown Monday past, takeover, I should say, Monday past. I got a little glimpse of the show over there in Exuma while I was on lockdown, and the first thing I heard was, we're taking over.
Who did that? No, I think if you look at the tape, you'd say, oh, we're here and we miss Phil and Star. Why can't they be here? That's what we're saying.
Listen,
right?
I really enjoyed that. I said, Godfrey, I was waiting for the day when you had Mark and Gandhi on the same show at the same time. Good shot, man.
We didn't cause too much trouble, I hope.
No trouble at all, man.
Hopefully
no
we didn't cause too much trouble.
No trouble at all. But listen, it's been a long week, and of course the headliner today, we're gonna ask Godfrey to kind of walk over here in a second, but not just to pronounce the name of the storm, but to let us know what's going on there. But a long week, interesting always. Would have caught a little bit of the funeral of John Lewis yesterday. We also had a passing of Orion Lindroth. I don't know if people would know that name. You certainly would know. He significant developer, long history here in the country. So anybody who's mourning today, our condolences go out to you. But Godfrey, why don't you just walk on over here and let's talk a little bit about.
They say we can't talk to Godfrey.
We can't
yet.
talk to Godfrey.
They got
They
Godfrey
say
under
Godfrey no
security.
more? Man,
He's the most important man in the Bahamas right now.
Well, I guess Godfrey can talk all about it because, I mean, this thing just materialized kind of quickly. I mean, you were talking about it. The original models kind of showed it all kind of going through, the Bahamas, and then it was going to the west.
Maybe south.
Yeah.
And you saw the tracks. You saw 8 was going north and 2 going south.
Yeah.
And I ain't a betting man, but I was going to put my money on them two.
Them two.
Box on straight. But unfortunately, it's coming straight for us.
Yeah. Well, listen, Godfrey will give us more about that. We've got a great show lined up for you as always. We're going to be talking fisheries. You were down in Andros the other way.
Down in Andros talking about fisheries, talking about opening a crawfish season and how to fish sustainably Bahamas. So we must always remember that. We're fishing not only for ourselves, but for the future.
Okay, all right. We've got Erling Cartwright, creator of Journey TV. It's an uplifting new TV show. Going to be hearing about that real soon. It's going to be, I don't know if it's launched already, but certainly on
exciting.
TV. Lovely lady, by the way.
Yep.
Lovely lady. Norris Bain from Freeport Grand Bahama, the outreach program. He coordinates there. I think you'll be talking with him.
We'll be talking with Brother Norris. And Alive is here to talk about their rewards program. But first, let us hear about Hurricane Ezekiel. Is it?
Isaias.
That one.
Yeah.
Godfrey.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. It's all about his eyes this morning. It's now a hurricane in the southeastern islands. It's impacting now the southeastern islands and the Turks and Caicos in particular in Agua this morning. And it really rapidly intensified after coming just off the coast of San Domingo, Hispaniola, actually, yesterday, and it maintained its status, and so therefore there was no weakening, and so with the warm waters around the Bahamas intensified really rapidly, even a possibility of a Category 2 by Saturday as it enters near New Providence. But this morning, Isaiah is rapidly intensified into a hurricane overnight, and hurricane conditions are being experienced now in Inagua. Hurricane warnings is in effect for the entire Bahamas, including the Turks and Caicos Islands. And a hurricane warning means that hurricane conditions are being experienced or could be experienced somewhere in the warning area within 36 hours. At 5 a.m. this morning, the center of the Isaias was located near latitude 20.9 degrees north and longitude 73.3 degrees west. That puts about 15 miles southwest of Inagua, about 90 miles southwest of the Turks and Caicos Islands, 110 miles southeast of Auckland, and about 170 miles southeast of Long Island, and about 385 miles southeast of New Providence. Isaias is moving towards the northwest near 17 miles per hour. A northwestward motion with some decrease in forward speed is expected over the next couple of days, followed by a turn towards the north-northwest. On the track, the center of Isaias will pass across Inagua this morning and pass just to the west of Auckland's Crooked Island, Long Island, Exuma, and the east of Ragged Island today. Isaias will then forecast to impact New Providence and the northwest Bahamas beginning early on Saturday morning. Master staying winds are now 80 miles per hour with higher gusts. Some strength is possible today, and Isaias could expect to remain a hurricane for the next few days. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 45 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 205 miles from the center. Storm surge of 3 to 5 feet above normal tide levels can be expected along coastal regions throughout the Bahamas. Hurricane conditions are now being experienced in Inagua, will spread into the remainder of the southeast Bahamas this morning, and into central Bahamas this afternoon and tonight, and tropical storm conditions now being experienced in the Turks and Caicos Islands will begin to subside later today. Localized flooding is expected throughout the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. Isaias is forecast to produce rainfall amounts of 4 to 8 inches. Residents throughout the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands should rush to complete all preparations to mitigate damages and secure all loose items around their property. Residents are strongly advised to remain indoors while experiencing hurricane and tropical storm force winds, and small craft operators in the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos should remain in port or seek safe harbor at this time due to dangerous swells ahead and during and after the passes of this hurricane. Residents are urged to follow all advice given by the messages. Next alert will be issued at 9 a.m. this morning. Otherwise, we're looking at variable cloudy and windy with a few showers, possible thunderstorms, tropical storm or hurricane conditions are now being experienced in the southeastern islands, high temperature 89. Tonight, increasing cloudiness, heavy rains and thunderstorms, strong gusty winds across the northwest and central Bahamas, but expect some gradual improvement over southeast Bahamas by tonight. Low temperature going to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados 84 and 78. In Jamaica 82 and 76. In Trinidad 84 and 77. And the Turks and Caicos Islands 86 and 77. Across North America, Atlanta 85 and 72. Raleigh 88 and 75. In Miami 88 and 80. Dallas, Texas 90 and 80. Toronto, Canada 77 and 65. As we go to the next 5 days, hurricane conditions will be experienced today in the central and southeastern Bahamas, tomorrow over the northwest Bahamas. The improvement will come across the islands sometime late on Sunday into Monday as the system moves north of the islands, but we do expect some strong winds, heavy rain, and some flooding in the area. So we're asking residents to please make preparations at this time. That puts a wrap on your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. We remain vigilant in the midst of another hurricane that's headed towards the Bahamas. But until then, we remain alive and well. And of course, being alive has its privileges. Here to talk with us this morning about all of that, the exciting rewards program, simply known as The List, is Questwell Ferguson, Program Manager, Loyalty and Retention of Alive. Good morning, my brother. It seems so far away, but welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, and it's great to be here to talk about some of the amazing things that Alive is doing for our subscribers and Bahamians at large.
Yeah, Alive has been just busy. I mean, you've been ever present. It doesn't seem as though you've slowed down any bit during COVID. And again, so tell us about The List.
So The List is the Bahamas' largest mobile rewards network. It connects Bahamian businesses and consumers to great savings, unique offers, and amazing experiences. And at Alive, we are committed to being in the driver's seat of Bahamian Revolution.
Yeah, no doubt.
So at the heart of the list is, so the list is a mobile app that's available in the iOS App Store or the Android Play Store for download right now. All they have to do to type in the search box is to type the list rewards by Alive in the iOS App Store or the Android Play Store. And what the list does is it transmits all of these great savings, unique offers, and amazing experiences through a QR code. So it doesn't slow down that checkout process. So you can go into Quality Home Center or CBS Bahamas to get those hurricane supplies today and take advantage of the discounts that are available in the list. So you go in there, you get all of those good items that you need, and when you go to checkout, you just let them know that, hey, I want to take advantage of these offers and deals that I have as an Alive subscriber. They scan your code and you unlock your savings, offers, and amazing experiences.
It sounds quite easy.
Yeah, and that is really what we wanted to drive home. We wanted to make this program as simple as it possibly could. So on one hand, we are in these trying times. So from a business perspective, we are creating this platform that allows them to now promote their products and services with consumers. And from a consumer perspective, they get great savings and unique offers in this trying time. So we're driving profitable traffic and at the same time helping our subscribers and Bahamians at large to take advantage of these great offers and experiences. And next thing that really sets us apart is all of the amazing partner vendors that we have. So we have Quality Home Center, CBS, Epic Battery and Tire, Dunkin' Donuts, Burger King, just to name a few, Mexicaba, Flying Dutchman. So we have all of these brands that Bahamians love, providing these great savings, unique offers, and all you have to do is be an Alive subscriber. So like I said, any Alive subscriber can go into the App Store right now, search the list rewards by Alive. They put in the same credentials that they're using in the My Alive application, and they get immediate access to all of these great savings, unique offers, and amazing experiences.
All right, so once you're in the list and you're scrolling through all of these different companies, and then you choose one, you order a product or a service, and then you obviously pay for it within the app, and then delivery? I mean, how does it connect on the back end with the customers?
So that's a fantastic question. So when you go through the list, you're scrolling through, you finally find that offer that you really love. The list technology is really simple to use and navigate, but it has a lot of functionality. So you finally find that offer that you like, you click select view details, right? So you didn't know about this company before, there's a link there where you can check the website of that company. The list also shows you exactly how much times during this 30-day period that you have to get access to these offers. There's a button in there so you could share on Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter. So if you have a friend that isn't a part of the Better Network, they could go in and you could share it with them and tell them, hey, it's time to join, right? And then we also have a locations icon, so it lets you know where you are in real time and where you need to go in order to redeem the offers. So for our Titan vendors, so those enterprise companies like Quality Home Center, you know exactly where to go at checkout to scan, but we also want to promote small businesses. So for our small businesses, some of them will have their WhatsApp delivery line in there. So when they come to you, they'll just scan your device to unlock your savings and deals.
So this is great not just for people looking for things, but like you said just now, for businesses. So how do businesses get involved with the list?
So it's very simple for businesses to get involved in the list. They can go to bealive.com, go to Alive Creates on the list page. They can put their information there to connect with us. They can connect with us on any one of our social media pages, or they can email the list at bealive, alive.com, in order to get in contact and to become a part of the list. Because like I said, not only does it give us more opportunity to reward our customers, but it also allows us to be in the driver's seat of this digital revolution to drive profitable traffic to all of these businesses.
I was just about to ask you, what is the benefit to a business once I've gone and registered to be a part of the list? What do you think has been the greatest benefit to the businesses that have been a part of it?
So again, because we have this amazing network, so let's just say you go into Flying Dutchman today, right? You go to Flying Dutchman, but you also get the opportunity to see all of these, the home and essential offers. So for example, CBS Bahamas has offers on generators. We know the Quality Home Center is a great resource to get hurricane supply. So we have discounts up to 15% off at Quality Home Center available in the application right now. So the list also has digital pages, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at the list rewards. So we actively promote the products, offers, and deals that our vendors have made available in the list. We're also driving this home on radio and being on great programs like this to promote the businesses that we have a part of the list.
And of course, this list is always growing, right?
Always growing.
Always growing.
Always growing.
So Alive obviously has been at the forefront of so many things over the last couple of years. It's hard to believe that you guys are only how many years old now? 3, 4 years old? I
Yep,
gotta
you got it.
remember.
Yep.
But I could almost remember yesterday when you came on board. You know, what makes this company such an innovative place to be, both in terms from the inside, I would imagine, but certainly from the outside looking in. It just seems to be such a creative environment to work in.
So at the heart of our business, we have an unwavering commitment to keep Bahamians connected first and foremost. Okay. So the bigger we get, the better our network becomes to make sure that we can accommodate the needs of our subscribers. Mm-hmm. But what really separates us from any other telecommunications company is our commitment to really being in the driver's seat of the Bahamian digital revolution. Mm-hmm. So we're always trying to figure out what can we do to use technology to make life easier for Bahamians and to enable connected lifestyles. Mm-hmm. So we get bigger and we get better, but we also try to find the best ways to use technology to make lives better for Bahamians at all levels.
All right, living up to your name, Alive. Cresswell Ferguson, Program Manager, Loyalty and Retention over there at Alive. Thank you so much for being here this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for having us.
All right, you're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence, every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want first response on your side, call 32-FIRST or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First response can't prevent an accident from happening,
but it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
Business in the Box is your solution for business from Cable Bahamas. It's an internet, voice, mobile, and advertising solution all in one place. Get reliable internet, free domestic call, and a live corporate package, and free TV ad placement, all starting with packages as low as $164 a month. You can save over $3,000 a year. Just call 601-8911. That's 601-8911. And ask for Business in a Box from Cable Bahamas Business Solutions. Terms and conditions apply.
Damon was about 4 hours, right? And they wanted mobile assist to just.
And now COVID-19 is harshly impacting residents. Local pastor and principal of Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy, Mr. Norris Bain, has established a program to assist the needy, and he joins us by Zoom to tell us more. Good morning, Mr. Bain, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, and good morning, Bahamas.
Thank you for being here. So how great was the need in your community following Hurricane Dorian?
Oh, awesome. I mean, it was vast, really, really vast. The need was, there's no way to describe how great the need was. And I mean, looking at how big it was and how large the need was really was heart-wrenching.
Right. And in those challenging times, how did your school and church step in to assist?
Well, shortly after Dorian, during the passing of Dorian, we noticed that we had like 5 feet of water on the church and school's property. And I mean, that required, especially for the church, a lot of removal of all of the sheetrock inside the lower section of the church. And also all the carpet, the furniture, all of that to be removed. Right. And so once we saw that, we started we started making the necessary preparations to get that done. And then God just moved in miraculously. People from all over the United States, friends in Nassau, started calling, trying to help us to get the school and church back and up and running. And in the process of them helping us, we didn't think it would be fair for us to just enjoy all the blessings that we were experiencing. So we started sharing it with folks in our immediate, in our parishioners, and then in our immediate neighborhood. We started to share whatever we got with them, and as a result of that, we certainly saw how God had definitely put us in this position to be a blessing to others, and that is something that we have continued to do today.
Yes, and that's a wonderful gesture by the church to assist with home repairs in the community with those partners that you mentioned. So how have families been affected by COVID-19?
Oh man, it's been from, especially from an academic educational standpoint, it's really heart wrenching, and you have to really try to be human with people, especially when it comes to the payment of school fee, when parents are trying to decide between paying school fees, and which, as far as I'm concerned, is not really a decision when it comes between paying school fee and making sure that there's meals on the table for your family.
Yeah.
We've tried, we, we've tried to work with parents, and we will continue to work with parents because we know and we see on a daily basis how the struggle is so real every day. I mean, even up to yesterday, we were giving out doors and vanity, partnering with a good friend of mine, Michael Pintado, and I are political adversaries, but we kept it there. We didn't allow it to cross over into our personal lives, and we've continued to partner with all of the political parties to make sure that we understand that this is no time for politics. We really have to try to make sure that people lives are made as easy as possible with these tough times. Hurricane Dorian, our COVID-19, and we've been trying to help people through this difficult time. And not only COVID-19, people have lost loved ones in the midst of COVID-19.
Yes.
So this is not easy at all. But like I told one of your producers the other day, I know people say we can't take any more, but I don't know if that is quite true. I mean, especially for us who live in this commonwealth, we that have been brought up in church, we know that God said he would not put on us more than we are able to bear. And so if another one comes our way, it means that we can bear it. If you lift weights, you don't get strong just by looking at the weights. You have to lift the weight. And I think as a result of the weights that the Bahamas have been lifting in terms of COVID-19, Hurricane Dorian, the passing of loved ones, and now faced with another storm, we're going to come out of this bigger, better, stronger, wiser as a people, I believe.
Very well said. As they say, the hottest fire yields the purest gold. And as you've mentioned, there are a number of issues impacting Grand Bahama that you've mentioned, including unemployment. So tell us, how can corporate Bahamas assist you and the work you're doing in Grand Bahama?
Well, certainly I want to just keep feeding people, number one, because you could tell a fella you love him all you want, but if he see you reaching out and coming and making sure that he has a meal on his table, that no child in this country goes to bed hungry, that's very important. I'd like to keep giving out dry goods to people. And then secondly, I want to continue to partner with I like what Mike is doing in Freeport. I like what Shayla from the Progressive Liberal Party is doing in Freeport. They're reaching out, and they don't care who it is. They're helping people with trying to feed them, then trying to get clothing, and then trying to get their roofs repair, interior repair, whatever corporate Bahamas can do. We are happy to make sure that it gets into the hands of the right people. That's what our partners from the U.S. have done. Last week, we offloaded a 40-foot trailer that was filled with food, all kinds of stuff. And we made sure that we put it out there and we tell the people, come take it. And when it's gone, and then we start the process all over again. So Corporate Bahamas can email me at norrisbain@yahoo.com, or they can call me at 242-727-5067. And I certainly will make sure that we are continuing to take care of our island and our community, and making sure that people can begin to put their lives back together again.
Mr. Bain, that's very wonderfully said. We'd like to thank you for coming on the show this morning and showing the Bahamas what it truly means to be your brothers and sisters keeper in this uncertain time, because that's the only way we will survive as a collective. So I'd like to thank you again for giving us your time this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you so much, and God continue to bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Agreed and amen. We'll be back.
As disruptive technologies go, nothing has shaken up the economy more than the smartphones. Apps have completely changed the way we book taxi rides, accommodation, and food delivery. Business sectors that previously had no digital footprint are now synonymous with technology. While names like Uber, Lyft, Airbnb, Just Eat, and Deliveroo are household names around the world, on-demand business touches many other areas of life. Enterprises are trying to find ways to engage users to their services. Businesses will be forced to connect with their customers with a personalized effect. The complex user behavior needs to be tackled with enhanced conversation and better engagement. Though each of the on-demand business is different, there are elements of commonality which forms the basis of technology stack. Business and entrepreneurs just need to focus on their business operations, not technology. JungleWorks is providing complete tech stack on subscription model to help businesses grow.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
We are here in the middle of nowhere, Andres, right? No, we're here in Blanket Sound, here at Magnolia Coconut Farms. Doing what? Talking about coconuts. The freshest you can get. So we all know that Andres is the bread basket of the Bahamas. We feel that Andres can feed the entire Bahamas. And we're here today to just find out what Andres can supply to our country. So we're here at the Magnolia Coconut Farms, and we're going to talk about coconuts, everything coconut. Adi, thanks for bringing us onto the farm today.
You're welcome.
You have a life that many people in Nassau would be envious of. You're surrounded by greenery. You're surrounded by a lush coconut plantation. So tell us what size the farm is and how many coconuts you have here.
We have, at this moment, we have 175 acres of farmland developed by what we have planted so far, a little bit over 4,000 coconut trees. Oh. And we have space more, at least for another 2,500 at this moment.
Wow.
Yeah, we grown our coconuts. We raise them by ourselves. We put them in on different kinds of style. And yeah, you see what's going around here. They looking healthy, and we do keep it, definitely, everything's organic.
It tastes healthy. It tastes sweet. This is probably the sweetest coconut water I've ever had.
Even our vegetables, in the moment, it's not too much on it, but usually you can pick whatever, and it's not affected from any kinds of chemicals.
So tell us that know nothing about coconuts, that know nothing about farming, how do I get from a little coconut plant to what I'm holding in my hand?
Okay, we picked basically the dry coconuts, put them in a pot for a while until they tall enough so that we put them out. And then we just make sure we put triple superphosphate, a little bit of chicken manure, and they're ready to go. All what you got to do then afterwards is definitely water, and they're smiling.
Well, we know, Andres, there's no shortage of water. So how long does it take to get from a plant to a fruit?
When you might look at this set here on the side, they got about approximately 2 years and 3 months that I get into this size. from the
Right.
coconut.
Right.
What I put it in the pot.
2 years and 3 months. That sounds pretty quick.
That's a new record, I think.
That sounds like a new record. As far as I know, coconuts take about 3 years at least to
That's
start being ready for harvest. So we're here, I'm drinking this coconut, but who do you sell your product to? Do persons in Nassau get to have access to this wonderful coconut?
At this moment, we ship out between 800 and 1,000 coconuts out to Nassau on a weekly basis. We have one distributor over there who, sell them over there in different kinds of areas. But we could come up easily at this moment between 1,200 and 1,500.
Wow. So most people in Nassau, when they're passing some of those vendors on the street that's selling coconut water, this is where their coconuts came from.
I would say to 85%, yes.
That's awesome. So Nassau, y'all hear it now. The coconut water y'all drinking coming straight from Andres. Organic, straight from the motherland, straight from the big yard, right? So what else do you grow here on the property?
We have some vegetables. We started off now with some chicken, some kind of little experiment what we're doing. We have also sheep, where we definitely going to expand more and to keep the weed killer off our back. And let the sheep do their job.
Yeah, the sheep are your weeders.
Great. They do a great job. We tried that first year with 15, and we're going in to get at least by 100.
Wow.
Or even more.
That sounds like a great idea, because the sheep, they eat the weeds and then they also fertilize as well.
Right.
With the manure, with their droppings. That sounds like a great system. So if I wanted to come here and live on this farm and work on this farm, what's the potential for this farm? What's the potential for some of these coconut products? What else can we do besides sell coconut water?
Basically everything. You could use a coconut tree and coconut and can use that to an extent. You could do pastry out of it. You can coconut water like what we're doing. You could do the shells for jewelries, or the coconuts for mulch, the leaf for mulch.
Right.
You can use the whole coconut.
And what do you think the future holds in terms of not only coconut production in Andros, but just farming in Andros and being able to supply Nassau with fresh, quality produce?
Basically, we could plant vegetables in every second row between the coconut trees. You leave one row for the road to pass through, and the next row you can just plant vegetables straight through in between.
Hardy, we're going coconut crazy, man. As I said, this is the best coconut water I've ever had.
Plenty of people told me already about that. We have the sweetest coconut water in the world, I think. We call it soda already.
It's soda?
We call them soda already.
We're here going coconut crazy in Blanket Sound, Andres. We're at the Magnolia Coconut Farms, and we're drinking the best coconut water I ever had in my life. Hardy, thank you for inviting us here.
You're welcome, anytime.
Just when you see coconuts in Nassau, think about Andres.
Welcome to Doctors Hospital. As the Bahamas reopens, we at Doctors Hospital have been hard at work preparing for the new normal. The health and safety of our patients, associates, and others entering the hospital space is ever paramount and shapes the experience as you enter our facilities. All persons entering the hospital will be COVID screened, which includes a temperature check and a few short questions. There's also mandatory hand and shoe washing stations upon entry. Masks are required and can be provided if necessary. To further limit contact, Doctors Hospital has launched a concierge service that allows for pre-registration, a hospital itinerary, in-car waiting, and a navigator to guide you through your visit. Our pharmacy is now offering curbside pickup and delivery services for prescriptions as well. Social distancing markers are placed around the facility, and scheduling for imaging, including CAT scans, mammograms, and 3T MRIs. Laboratory, including our new same-day COVID-19 PCR testing, rehabilitation, and other services, has also been adjusted. Doctors Hospital is here to serve you with the same quality and care that you've come to expect, even as we enter a new normal. Now, more than ever, Doctors Hospital continues to be trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the midway point of a Friday edition. I almost got that wrong. Midway point.
The midway point of a Batten and Don Friday.
Oh, boy,
It's time to Batten and Don.
Hey, listen, I enjoyed that very wet, dead vet interview with the coconuts. I was trying to look to see if you had anything in your back pocket there. You was surely enjoying that coconut.
Yeah, but that hog had it. Well, you know, we had to clip that out. But yes, that coconut farm was a wonderful experience. And just to let you know, if you wanted to find those coconuts, you can go to Bertha Boy's Coconut Distributor, right, on Fire Trail Road, west of McKinney Avenue. Brent Saunders, check him out. He's got coconut water by the gallon and the jug and jelly gone to bed. That is Bertha Boy's Coconuts, Fire Trail Road, west of McKinney Avenue.
Jelly going to bed in that?
Yeah, well, no, I had that.
You had that, okay. I was like,
jelly
what?
going to bed.
Yeah, listen, so we're gonna pan over to Godfrey now. Just talk a little bit more. In the second half of the show, we're gonna be talking with the lovely Erlene Cartwright, Journey TV, and of course, you still in Andros in the second half of the show.
So from here, when we cut, I can fly over to Andros and interview somebody about fisheries.
Okay.
Watch out, this can happen.
All right.
Fast.
Well, listen, Godfrey Burnside, you know, was trying to get you earlier, but things just changed so quickly, right? And by the way, congratulations on the 2-point victory last night for the Lakers. Should have been more than that, but anyway, we can leave that right there for now. But this storm, I mean, it's just, you know, one day it's like to the west of us, then the next day it's like all over us. One day it's a storm. Now it has the potential to be a Category 2 possibly.
Well, you know, we keep saying as the hurricane season begins that these systems are so erratic. It's very difficult sometimes. Okay, it's science, and it's not going to be pinpoint to where you really want it to be, and therefore the variations, because there's so many things going on in the atmosphere. Right. We're watching the high pressure that's now to the north of us. It was acting building, so it's pushing it to the west. Now it's weakened a little bit, so now it's pushing more to the east. Right. We also see some dry air to the north. I don't know how it'll impact it as it goes down the street, but what really happened is what we expected to happen was it going over the mountainous terrain of Hispaniola. Right. It didn't.
No, it did a little oop-de-doo.
And so that's why it maintained its strength, because it was still over warm waters. Now it's in warmer waters, so therefore the hurricane, intensified hurricane last night in the southeastern islands. Right. And the expectation is to probably intensify to a Category 2 in the vicinity of Exuma Keys sometime early on Saturday morning, moving into New Providence area.
Now coming off of the, you know, obviously Dorian was like no other that we've ever seen in the history of storms. But this still has the potential to do some damage, I would imagine.
Yes, we're talking about winds at 95 to 110 miles per hour, so it can actually do some damage in the area, particularly of the New Providence and the Northwest Bahamas as it moves towards the northwest over the weekend.
Yeah. So if we were to look for a silver lining, this one at least is a fast-moving storm, so it's expected to pass through the Bahamas relatively quickly?
That's the silver lining. Presently it's moving at about 70 miles per hour, but we do expect some decrease in speed. So anywhere in the vicinity of 12 to 50 miles per hour would be good news for the Bahamas moving out within the 6 to 8 hours, yes.
Okay. We like a little bit of good news, even if it's a little bit.
It's a little bit, boy.
Even if it's a little bit.
All the good news. But anyway, Godfrey Burnside is going to tell us more about that in a second look with Weather at Sunrise.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. As still the main topic, the hurricane this morning is now Category 1 in the vicinity of the southeastern islands. And at 5 a.m. this morning, the center of Hurricane Isaias was located near latitude 20.9 degrees north, longitude 73.3 degrees west. That puts about 50 miles southwest of Inagua, about 90 miles southwest of the Turks and Caicos Islands, 110 miles southeast of Auckland, 170 miles to the southeast of Long Island, and 385 miles southeast of New Providence. Hurricane 1 is in effect for all the islands at this time, and the expectation is hurricane conditions can be expected in those islands within the next 36 hours. Isaiah is moving towards the northwest at 70 miles per hour, and a northwest motion with some decrease in forward speed is expected over the next couple of days, meaning that will take it through the chain of islands over the weekend. Max sustained winds are then 80 miles per hour with higher gusts. Some strengthening is possible today, and is expected to remain a hurricane for the next few days. Hurricane force winds expand outward up to 45 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds expand outward up to 205 miles from the center. Storm surge is expected to be 3 to 5 feet above normal tide levels and can be expected along coastal areas throughout the Bahamas, and hurricane conditions are now being experienced in Inagua. Localized flooding is expected throughout the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. Isaias is forecasted with rainfall amounts about 4 to 8 inches. Residents throughout the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands to rush to complete all preparations to mitigate damages and secure loose items around their properties. Residents are strongly advised to remain indoors while experiencing hurricane or tropical storm force winds. Small craft operators in the Bahamas should seek safe harbor or remain in harbor over the weekend, as dangerous swells ahead, during, and after the passage of the hurricane is possible. The next alert will be issued at 9 this morning. And we're also watching an area of low pressure a couple hundred miles east-southeast of Cabo Verde Islands. This system has a 40% chance of development over the next 48 hours, and a westward moving tropical wave some 1,000 miles east of the Les Antilles has a 20% chance of development over the next 5 days. And so the tropics are a little busy at this time. In your marine forecast today, those winds will be northeast to east, starting off 15-20 knots, but increasing 20-30 knots tonight. Those seas will be building around 18 feet in tropical force winds or hurricane force winds, and then by the weekend we can expect some hurricane conditions across the islands for the weekend. Your tides, you can expect a low tide at 11:50 this morning. Next high tide will be 6:20 this evening, low again tomorrow morning at 51 minutes past midnight. Sunset 7:56 this evening, rises more at 6:37. UV index 9, your water temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and the moon phase now moving towards the full moon. And the weekend calls for hurricane conditions throughout the weekend, some clearing by late Sunday into Monday as the system moves to north of the islands. That puts you up in your fun look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. I am so looking forward to this next interview, this conversation with Earlene Cartwright, founder of Journey TV. Earlene, I don't know if this is your first time here on Bahamas at Sunrise, but so good to see you once again. Lovely as usual. We're almost matching.
I see that.
Almost matching.
We look like the sunrise, right?
Yeah, yeah. So Journey TV is about to launch on our TV next week. I think the 5th of
yes,
August?
the 5th of August on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m.
Yeah, but no pun intended. This has been a journey for you. Obviously, it's pursuing passion and purpose. I am familiar with the Footprints blog that you have. Talk a little bit about evolution of how you've gotten to this point.
Wow. So Journey TV is an extension of Footprints. Footprints was launched last year, June 2019.
Okay.
And the inspiration behind Footprints was that I was ready to tell my story. I, found freedom in my experiences, and I was ready to share them along with our co-founder, Claudine Cartwright. So that's how it started, and then it evolved into me inviting guest writers to share their stories. And again, that was launched in June of 2019. In December of 2019, purpose would not let me sleep one night, and it just nagged me, and I saw visions of our guest writers being on a talk show, sharing their stories. And immediately I grabbed my phone, started typing out the plan. The next morning, I gave the information to our co-founder who was on board, and a month later we started shooting.
Wow. And the shooting, the airing of this started out on YouTube.
Yes, yes. We do have an online channel, Journey TV. We actually introduced Journey TV to the public February of this year. Our first episode with Tikel, Bowflex Barbie, was released in March. In March of this year.
Excellent. So the evolution has brought you all the way to, I guess it's going to be a weekly kind of a television. Is it a series? How many episodes can we expect? And then talk a little bit about the format. So when people tune in next week, Wednesday, what can they expect to see?
So we will be airing every Wednesday and Sunday during the month of August.
Okay.
Wednesday would be at 6:30 p.m. Sunday is at 5:30 p.m. And when they tune in, they will see real people with real stories, and we are having real conversations. Again, this started with me finding freedom in my own journey. So most of my guests, they are there. They found the freedom, they've accepted where their path has taken them, and now they're ready to share, to inspire others, and to let people know that there's hope out there, and they're not the only ones going through these struggles.
Right. And I really like the name, because when you say journey, it doesn't mean that you've arrived at a destination. I would imagine all of that was really the thought process that went behind this.
Life is a continuous evolution. When you get to one level, there's another level,
Yeah. Why do you think this is so important? You said you started with just an expression of realizing where you were, and purpose would not let you sleep. But
no.
Why do you think this is so important at this point in your life to be on this path?
Well, I am going to focus on other people right now with my response to that. I feel that there is a deeper level of freedom that you acquire when you actually share. And there's a deeper level of healing. You can feel like you've healed from certain things, but when you actually share and you help others, there's a different level altogether. So that is what this is about, and it's about reaching, again, people in the public so that they can know that there is support out there, and that you're not the only one who's battling. You may feel like you're not strong enough to get through, but you are, because we're giving you examples of people who have gotten through.
Yeah. That's very powerful, because not everybody is willing to kind of talk about themselves, to talk about this journey, as you say. How do you encourage somebody to do that? To do that, not just even privately in a one-on-one conversation, but to really come on out and be in a very public way a part of a television type of pronouncement. This is who I am and this is where I'm at.
And you're right, it is difficult to share, and privacy is so important in our society, in our homes, and, but again, let me go back and answer your question. How do I get them to share? First, I let them know about my my journey, and I reinforce the fact of how much power there is behind sharing, and how many people they can help with sharing. Statistics in our country with depression is rising, even attempts with suicide. These people, again, feel like they are alone. They feel like they're the only one struggling. So by you sharing your story, you're helping others.
Hope.
But hope. But of course, you have to accept your journey, your past, before you can share. So if they're not ready, I just say, when you are ready, you reach out to me. There's a platform here for you to share.
Yeah. Of course, we learn something new every day. Again, on this brand new journey with Journey TV, what have been some of the things that have kind of just, had a like aha? What are you learning as you go through this process? Yeah.
I'm learning that what is natural to me is helping others. I'm just being my natural self, but I'm still helping others in the the conversations that I'm having with them. I'm also learning how difficult it is for people to share. I did not realize. Sometimes we forget that everyone does not function the way that we function. So just being able to connect and try to pull people out, to share, has been very interesting.
Very interesting. Any insight into some of the topics that we'll be able to hear?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Our first guest is actually Renee Pierre. She will be sharing about losing her twin sister. So grief is covered. We also cover infertility issues. We have Nathan L. Sweeting, who is going to be sharing about his addiction issues and how he overcame those.
Wow.
We also have Mitzi Turnquest, who will be on as well, and she's going to be talking about a period when she was homeless. So we're covering a lot of life's challenges, you know, in different phases of our lives.
Wow. And you know what? There's so many stories out there untold. Once again, give us the details, when, where, the time.
This upcoming Wednesday, August 5th, 6:30 p.m., I want everyone to join. Everyone who's watching will be inspired. You will definitely get something from our show. It will also be aired again Sunday at 5:30 p.m. So during the month of August, join me every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m., and every Sunday at 5:30 p.m.
Excellent.
On RTV, channel 212.
No doubt, no doubt. Erlene, so good to see you. Erlene Cartwright, founder of Journey TV, and of course the Footprints blog. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. You're watching, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. And you are watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
As disruptive technologies go, nothing has shaken up the economy more than the smartphones. Apps have completely changed the way we book taxi rides, accommodation, and food delivery. Business sectors that previously had no digital footprint are now synonymous with technology. While names like Uber, Lyft, Airbnb, Just Eat, and Deliveroo are household names around the world, on-demand business touches many other areas of life. Enterprises are trying to find ways to engage users to their services. Businesses will be forced to connect with their customers with a personalized effect. The complex user behavior needs to be tackled with enhanced conversation and better engagement. Though each of the on-demand business is different, there are elements of commonality which forms the basis of technology stack. Business and entrepreneurs just need to focus on their business operations, not technology. JungleWorks is providing complete tech stack on subscription model to help businesses grow.
Business in the Box is your solution for business from Cable Bahamas. It's an internet, voice, mobile, and advertising solution all in one place. Get reliable internet, free domestic call, and a live corporate package, and free TV ad placement, all starting with packages as low as $164 a month. You can save over $3,000 a year. Just call 601-8911. That's 601-8911. And ask for Business in a Box from Cable Bahamas Business Solutions. Terms and conditions apply.
We're still here in the big yard and we're going around, and the theme of today is Andros sustainability and how that impacts the Bahamas. You know, when you hear about Andros, we talked about crabs, we talked about water, but now we're talking about fish. And fish and what comes out of the ocean is one of our most important resources here in the Bahamas. And with crawfish season just around the corner, we're here to talk with the Department of Marine Resources here in North Andros to find out just what Andros has in store in terms of seafood. Mr. Glenn Gator, Assistant Fisheries Superintendent with the Department of Marine Resources here in North Andros. Thank you for being with us today on Bahamas at Sunrise.
My pleasure, sir.
So, tell us, you know, we hear about the crabs, we hear about coconuts, we hear about water at Andros, but tell us about the seafood of Andros. What's the most popular fish that gets landed here in Andros?
Well, just like all over the Bahamas, the most popular fish or marine resources that is landed is crawfish. You know, crawfish is, as far as marine resources is concerned, fisheries is concerned, it's the bread and butter of this country.
And with crawfish season opening just around the corner, what are some of the things that the Department of Marine Resources and your office are doing just to make the public aware and to make sure that regulations are being followed for the season?
We are informing the public not to wait until the season fully opens before going out fishing. That's one of the biggest problems we have in North and the Berry Islands here. Most the fishermen tend to want to fish before the season opens, and we're staying vigilant, trying to curb this and stop this. We know it's happening. We're trying our best to not so much prevent it, but slow it down.
Right.
Okay. You know, preventing it is almost impossible.
Right.
Okay. One more thing, we're educating the public also that even though crawfish, you will find crawfish spawning even when the season is open, but the majority of the crawfish spawns while the season is closed. That's why we have those 4 months of closed season.
Right.
Okay, the season closes from the 1st of April and it reopens on the 1st of August.
Right.
Here ends 4 months in there. Okay?
And that's important because you're saying that fishermen need to use their discretion, that although the season is open, there are still crawfish out there that are spawning. And that may be just one crawfish for you, but for that population, that could represent thousands of crawfish.
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands of crawfish.
When you were to catch a crawfish and it spawn and you would actually spare or kill a spawn crawfish, you kill tens of thousands of potential crawfish.
Yes.
Okay? We are educating the public that this doesn't make good sense.
It's not sustainable.
No.
And that's what we're all there talking about, sustainability, sustainability, sustainability. So aside from crawfish, does Andros have, let's say, some of the deep water species that get caught, like yellowfin, tuna, and of that nature?
As a matter of fact, Andros is the island that 95% of the registered fishing fleets in the Bahamas fishing around Andros.
Yeah.
We have the Great Bahama Banks. We have close to 10 different what we call seed bed or nurseries where lobsters, conchs, and groupers aggregate. Okay, so Andros is the place for fishing.
Yep.
It's not only the largest island in the Bahamas, it's actually where all the fishing fleets fish.
So who fishes in Andros? Is it just commercial fishermen, or does everybody get out in the water sometime and catch a little something?
We got commercial fishing, we got recreational fishing, we got sport fishing, tournaments. This is where everybody comes to fish. Everybody in Andros fishes.
Yeah.
If it's not recreational, then it's commercial.
Yep.
Okay? But everybody in Andros at one point fishes.
Yep. And fishing is a sustainable livelihood for persons in Andros, correct?
Yes, sir, it is. As a matter of fact, in the Bahamas, you wouldn't see, we take it for granted because we can go to a fish fry or we can go to a restaurant, we can order seafood at any time. But we at the Department of Marine Resources know how important it is, and we try to manage and sustain it, because this is one of those things that you don't miss the water until the well runs dry.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I mean? And as a matter of fact, you could imagine just the conch fisherman or the lobster fisherman going out there and cannot find these things.
Yep.
Then we got unemployment.
Yep.
And when these people cannot find the necessary things to take care of their family, then we get crime.
Yep. And then everybody in Nassau gonna go crazy because we can't get our seafood.
Everybody in the Bahamas will actually go crazy because they can't get their seafood.
So does Andros have the potential to supply the entire Bahamas with seafood?
Well, the waters of Andros are an abundance of seafood. And then most of the islands in the Bahamas,
it's the same.
Yeah, because you can find the seafood anywhere. See, Andros is in a location where we got, on the south we got Key South. On the northwest we got the Great Bahama Banks. Okay? And then we got in the east, we got the Great Barrier Reef that runs across here in Andros.
Yep.
And and we have the third largest barrier reef in the world.
Yes.
Okay.
Can't forget that.
Right off Andros.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of potential out there. And so if you wanted to speak to the Bahamas at large, you want to speak to the subsistence fishermen, the commercial fishermen, what do you want to tell them going into this crawfish season and under the umbrella of sustainability?
Fish responsibly.
Yep.
Okay. Fish responsibly. Understand that the lobster that you let go back when you pull your traps, that is under 5.5, within say 6 months or less, will be passing size.
Yep.
Okay, and you can harvest it then, because what is actually happening, we found out that people would actually bring in undersized lobster. The buyers would not buy the undersized lobster,
right.
So they would have to go around in the community trying to sell it, and you cannot sell it. Let's just say lobster open at $10 a pound. There's nobody that's going to buy an undersized lobster for $10 a pound.
Right.
So you're going to have to end up selling that lobster for, say, $5 a pound when in the next 3 to 6 months, that lobster would be $10, $15 a pound. So it just doesn't make sense. And even off season, for the guys that are bootlegging or actually fishing in off season,
Yep.
when they fish in off season and try to sell those lobsters secretly in off season, they would not get the price that is.
Yeah, it's not sustainable, and that's what we are talking about. And Mr. Gator, you've given us a lot of information, a lot of wisdom pertaining to Andros, pertaining to the fisheries industry. And I know when I come back on August 1st, I can make sure that my crawfish ain't spawning and that they're above the right size.
Yeah, and make sure that your seacraft is registered with the Department of Marine Resources. Make sure you have your port registration. Make sure you have your commercial fishing registration. And if you're going to use air compressor, make sure that your air compressor is used by a certified diver, and make sure you're registered with the Department of Marine Resources, because all of these things are violations of our laws.
Yes,
and
sir.
If somebody like me catches you in any of those violations, you would be arrested and brought to court, and you could be fined or in prison.
That's where we're going to close, right on that. Thank you. That's all we need to know. Mr. Gator, I thank you for your time, thank you for your knowledge, and keep doing the good work here in Andros.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
And appreciate the word getting out.
Yes.
Because this is one of the venues in which we can use to actually get the word out to the people.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Gator. We're here in North Andros talking about fisheries, talking with Mr. Glenn Gator with the Department of Marine Resources. Sustainability, sustainability, sustainability. We'll be back.
One thing, two things. Blue thing, all things. Things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Bahamas at Sunrise Mark. It's been a lively and provocative show.
Provocative! Well, first, before we go, I'd just like to say thank you to Bahamas Subs for sponsoring that event in North Andros, that segment, in North Andros. So we spoke to the Fisheries Department about sustainable fisheries practices in North Andros and across the Bahamas. So thank you, Bahamas Subs. You guys go there and get yourself a sandwich today.
No doubt about it. And listen, you also go and get whatever you need for the pending storm, hurricane.
Yeah.
Just listen, be safe, be prepared. Remember, we're still in a pandemic. So.
Battening down time. And battening down, you get your plywood, get your nails, do what you need to do, be safe, be smart, and we're going to see you guys on Monday when this is all past.